Well, at the COP28 climate conference in Dubai, more than 20 countries, including Canada, have signed a declaration to triple nuclear power capacity by 2050. Our next guest was part of the first ever nuclear discussion panel at the summit. Let's bring in Seth Grae. Seth Grae is President and Chief Executive Officer of Lightbridge. It's a U.S. developer of nuclear fuel technology, and the company shares trade on the NASDAQ exchange. Seth, thanks a lot for joining us. We'll get to what your company does in a moment, but talk to us first about the sentiment around nuclear power at COP28. Is there a growing recognition? We get the sense there is a growing recognition that if the world is to meet its climate reduction goals, nuclear power has got to be a big part of the story.
That's exactly it. And it's really remarkable. I was at COP27 last year in Egypt, and this is a totally different thing this year in terms of nuclear power. Nuclear, I'd say, was tolerated at COP27. Here, it's being celebrated. World leaders are speaking at nuclear events. Countries are coming together to promote nuclear power. It's exactly as you said, that if climate goals are to be met, and if energy security goals are to be met, a substantial growth of nuclear power must be part of the growing energy mix. So it's a unique international event in just how much focus there is on nuclear energy here at COP28.
And talk to us about that, the pledge to triple nuclear power by 2050. What exactly was agreed to, and by who?
Well, it was agreed to by 20 countries that include Canada, United States, United Kingdom, France, Ghana, South Korea. Here, the host country, the United Arab Emirates, which is about to open its fourth large reactor. We understand that in addition to the current 20 signatures, I think there'll be 2 more in the next couple days, and then actually a very large number to follow that are preparing and getting authorizations to sign. But the countries that have already signed are a good portion of nuclear power in the world, and the new nuclear plants that are being planned are under construction. And what the pledge exactly is to support a tripling of nuclear power in the world by 2050. Right now, there's about 400 gigawatts of nuclear power in the world, provided by a little over 400 large reactors. So this would be a net addition of 800 large reactors or a few thousand small reactors.
Seth, there's been a lot of pushback against nuclear energy development in America from various different constituencies. Are you seeing a greater willingness now in Europe and in the Middle East and wherever else? It's more a sense of urgency in those countries than it is in America?
Well, it is. We're starting to see sea levels rise. We're starting to see summer fill most of the year in terms of weather in the UAE and other places that used to have a longer and nicer winter when it wasn't cool, but it just wasn't very hot. And it's pretty hot here now in what should be a cooler time of year. So there is more of a sense of urgency. I'd say that what we see also is a divide by age, that even in countries that have pockets of people who are against nuclear power, like Japan, Germany, the United States, they tend to be over 65 years old. And the younger people tend to be very supportive. And it's very interesting here at COP, the large numbers of young nuclear engineers and young supporters from around the world who are helping to promote these events.
Okay, this sounds like an opportunity for companies in the nuclear energy, at least a longer-term opportunity. Tell us about what your company does.
Well, Lightbridge is developing new advanced reactor fuel, new fuel rods that we can retrofit into the existing reactors to upgrade them. They'll make more power. They'll be safer, more non-proliferative. We could also use these fuels in new small reactors that many companies are developing. And in addition to these benefits, We could also help the small reactors load follow with renewables on a zero carbon grid. So you won't need natural gas or some fossil fuel on the grid anymore if small reactors go up and down in power as the wind blows and the sun shines. And the question really is, how do you triple nuclear power by 2050? You got to get going. So with Lightbridge fuel, we're looking to start to get more power from the existing reactors, give economic reasons to reopen closed reactors, prevent reactors that were scheduled to close from closing, and both for big new reactors and these small modular reactors, make a much stronger economic case and safety case for large numbers of deployments around the world.
Seth, thank you a great deal for this. That's Seth Grae. He's Chief Executive Officer of Lightbridge, and he's been attending the COP28 conference in Dubai.